Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and we're going to be making, like the checkerboard one we did last week. Oh, these are my card bases. With the racing car, but bigger squares, and I'm calling them the Harlequin cards. I mean, I know they're not cut into diamond shapes, but they all get called quilted cards. I'm calling these, because of the colours and the pastels I'm using, I'm calling these the Harlequin cards. I've got some strips of designer series paper. I think I'm just going to use the two patterns, and I've got two pieces of cardstock. These are 8 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'm just going to add tape to one. This is my cheap one I get from the shop, our local supermarket. They've got a section for little red boxes in Morrison's called everything's a pound, literally a pound, and these rolls are a pound, and there's 10 meters on them. And for me to buy the stick it double-sided tape sheets cost about £7 or £8, so I don't mind using a roll of this. It's brilliant, I love it. I've got my board again. I'm just making sure my tape is squishy down. And again, I'm going to use my board. I'm going to pull off my tape. And my pieces are cut at 4 1/2. Are they cutting at 4 1/2? 4 1/2, yeah, by 1 inch this time. Whereas we did 1/2 inch with the racing car checkerboard effect. I've got 2 cards already made. I'll show you at the end. Absolutely stunning. And the reason I'm doing this butted up into the corner is because I want to line up my paper gorgeously again. So this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/2, the strips. So we're just going to alternate these. Red and green again. Beautiful colours. I'm loving this designer series paper. You don't have to have just 2 colours. And once you've got it down, just giving it a nice smooth. That way you've got an even transition between your pieces. You could do this with a directional paper as long as you get it all going the same. You'd have to do it on the slant on the side, so when you cut the strips it will keep it the pattern straight. So good job I haven't chosen a pattern. I'm just making sure there's a nice smooth transition in between. I've got a couple of 1 inch squares from my last project because I had bits hanging over. I cut some really long lengths, so I cut them on a slant. Oops, I'm getting all sticky. And then like I'm saying, it's just so I can butt this up close and keep my patterns perfect. I'll have a little bit at the end. I could cut another strip, I suppose, just so I'm not so sticky. I've been having some problems with my back and hips. They've cancelled my appointment yet again. I've been on the waiting list for a long time. So let's see what colour this is. Oh, it's the wrong colour. Oh, wrong colour. Let me just cut a little. I don't know how to do a 1/4 inch strip. In fact, I'm not even going to measure. Doesn't matter, I've got a little bit overhanging. Probably won't need it, but it's just gonna stop my fingers from sticking onto there. Make sure that's up close. There we go, we've got all our sticky tape covered. Isn't that a beautiful pattern? You could do that as a background. So we're going to trim off the excess. And in fact, I'm going to cut this now down to 4 inches. I tell you what, I'm going to do that up the top. Let me measure up the top wise, because I want to keep that nice and straight. So you could keep that now, maybe cut off that excess and use that. In fact, we are going to use that. Oh, remember Gaynor, remember. Right, I'm going to tuck this under. And I am going to use this. It goes on the end of my card. So we are going to use this. I'm making 2 cards. One is different than the other. You're going to say why in a minute, but I'll show you. And I'm going to cut this down to 4. I'm going to have to tidy that end up. Do you know, it never cuts right when you're doing it on this trimmer. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and straight. And I'm going to cut that down to, let me try it up this end. Oh, that's better. Nice and neat. So we got 2 4-inch strips, which we need for our second card. Now we're going to cut this down to 1-inch strips. So what is this? We've cut this down to 4. Now we're going to take this down to, let's cut from the back end. Keep it nice and straight. Three, 2, and I only had 1, 2, 3, 4 strips of each, and then a little tiny piece for the end, and then 1. So if I was to add this now to my card this way, I'm going to have a lot of waste, so we're going to add it this way, and we're going to have an overhang and a shortage bit, but yeah, it works out, so it's perfect. So just going to use some tape. I could use my sticky tape again, but I'm just going to add my tape runner. And I'm not coming all the way to the end. Say about there. So we're going to line this up bang on. We could get our board back in. Push this up. Push that up. Our first piece is in. And we only needed it as a guide. There's nothing hanging over the top now. Now we're going to come in with the second piece. So we're going to use the small end this time, so we can match up those lines. Push that up close. Don't worry about it being short. And then we're going to go back to this piece. Push that up close. Gives a beautiful pattern. And then again, gonna make sure we got our pieces lined up. And I'm just gonna give that scrummage from behind. So don't get rid of those 2 pieces. Now we're gonna do a bit more trimming. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut that small end off. Yeah, I mean you don't need those bits. And then we're going to cut this small end off, keeping it level on that line. So not much waste at all, but And then we're going to cut this down to 4 inches as well. I'm going to do this at the top. So I got my paper nice and straight. Lovely. Hence the reason I didn't put all the tape all the way up to the edge. And then, did I do 5.5? Let me measure my card, because sometimes these are folded a little bit different. This is 5 7/8 typical. So this one I'm going to cut down to 5 5/8. Let's turn that round. I want a nice straight edge. So 5 5/8. So this is going to be card 1, and this and those 2 pieces are going to be card 2. But I've got a couple of these lovely little orange squares as well. But I'm going to need a little bit more. So while we got the trimmer out, I'll tell you what I have got. I've got these squares from the last card, and these are backed apart from these. So I'm going to need 2 of those, and I want to try and straighten that out and give that. So I've got 2 pink, 2 orange, and 2 green. These are going to be for this second card. And I'm using some of these gorgeous flowers from this set and some of the sentiments. I didn't want to use any. I think I've got one label for one of the cards, but the rest I've already picked out my little bits. So I like to burnish my card both sides. It's nice and pick the best side. So I mean, I could cut through there because it's not bang on 4 inches. You could literally cut across and then just keep cutting from corner to corner, and then add. I'm not going to go into that deep stuff because knowing my luck, I'll get it wrong. I may trim my card down a little bit. Now let's get a tape runner. But it just adds a different way to use your designer series paper instead of just a plain background. We always do that. I'm looking at those beautiful patterns. So most of my green is both ways round, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of an edge on this side. Oh, that is so cute. So we're going to leave that just for a moment. We're moving on to our second background. And the reason I call this one the Harlequin one is because I'm going to add this section. But these little bits are going on the side, and our squares then will be on like so, in a different pattern. So that's where the Harlequin style is coming in. So first of all, I'm going to use my liquid glue and just put my end pieces on. So we're using up all that paper really, apart from those little edgy bits we took off. I may have a bit too long. Is that a bit? No, that's perfect. So I'm keeping it pretty close to this edge. Then I'm going to spin it round and add my other edge, and they should be, oh, one slightly smaller than the other, but you won't see it up the other end. You won't see it literally. Because I had to trim that little bit off. So I'm going purple to purple. So we've got our edge pieces on. That's cute. Then I'm going to add this section. Doesn't matter which way round, it's up to you. You can just choose your pattern. But what I want to do is I want to add a green, but I'm going, see the points. Oh, it's not so much on this one. There, point to point. And then our pink is going point to point. But I want to make sure I got the right distance both sides, so let's add the green on this side. We've pretty much got the right distance. And then our orange in the centre. I will come down on this a bit. So we've got that lovely Harlequin pattern down that side. So I can add this now. Now I know where my others are. Check my battery's fine. I don't know when it's gonna, how long it's gonna last, but I'm just gonna push them close to that edge. I know I'm gonna twist them on the side. They're just the same width. Oh no, they're not quite. Oh, Gaynor, you dropped it. And keep my pattern in line. Cute. So I'm going to start with the green, and they're going to go opposite each other. So I'm keeping my point straight, and then I'm going to go with the pink. And I'm going by these lines here, so I want to line that point up with that one. And then this one's going to line up with this point here. I'll show you my other two cards in a moment. So we've got that lovely cute Harlequin pattern going down the side. And then we're going to start with the green again, but this will be at the bottom because they're going opposite. And I'm going to line it up with this first 1 inch. Then my pink. My other cards are the pink and the, this is the Junior Pop and the Shy Shamrock, and the other two cards I'm going to show you are the Pretty in Pink and the Summer Splash with a splash of orange, which is the Pecan Pie. No, it's not, it's Peach Pie. And again, I'm going to line up with this middle line. I'll try and keep my little triangles. Isn't that cute? A sentiment on there now would look great, but I'm going to, as my gorgeous friend Lisa helped me out with the word zhuzh. It's Z-H-U-C-H-Z. Something like that, anyway. The word zhuzh. Well, I'm jazzing. It's easier said, Lisa, than for me to say jazzing. So, now we've got these two gorgeous backgrounds. Absolutely beautiful. I have got this beautiful label, and I'm just going to offset my sentiment, which is going on this one. So I put my glue away and I need it again. Silly sausage. So I'm just going to add my glue. That is so cute, and this time I'm going to pop some dimensionals on this. I had it flat on my other card, and I had a black, I'll show you later, but I had a black and white flower, but for some reason I used it. Now I'm not sure which flower I want. I like the black and white, but I've only got one black and white, and that's going on this card. And I needed a bigger one for this one, so I'm going to use this one with the beautiful pink flowers on. and it'll still look just as cute. Got my little trough. Squidge, squidge, squidge. Take the backings off. And they're quick cards. Once you've got your papers cut up and added to your... So I want this at an angle, but I want the sentiment straight. So before I press... Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Gives me an angled banner and a straight sentiment. And then I'm just going to add... No, I'm going to keep them that side. This beautiful floral pattern. Isn't that cute? If you wanted to be, before you put this on, you could have gone around with a black pen just to highlight the flowers. I can't do it on that one. Let me see. Let me see if I think I've used the other strawberry one because it was so pretty. See now, I use yeah, I've used them both now. The big black and white one. And I think I've definitely used the other strawberry one up. Yeah, it comes out of there. I've used it. Oh, absolutely gorgeous flowers. Oh, they would petunia pop. But if you'd have not added it as quick as I just did, when you come, you could have grabbed your black marker and just drew. I don't want to do it now because I'll get it on my pattern. These are from old cards. Maybe I'll just add that instead. These are from an old card kit, so I could just stick some leaves behind there. Let's see what that would do. Oh, I like these leaves, they're cute. And just add an element to that green. So we've got some leaves now, and we're going to add some embellishments on there in a minute. I do love these ephemera packs. Oh my goodness, I need my nails to grow back. They break all the time. So I've used that flower. I will put that back on something else later. And this one, oh, this is just the cutest. And this is the one I'm using on my second card. And again, this is from that ephemera pack. If you bought the ephemera pack and the labels with the sentiments on, or even, yeah, the one with the sentiments on, or the thoughtful moments in hybrid embossing folder, you've got sentiments and just bought some DSP, you could make so many different cards. I haven't counted the sentiments in this set. Oh, I don't need a middle one. Oh, salvaged. I need a bit of glue through the centre. She says, throwing it on the floor, everywhere. I'm putting my finger in it now. I like this sentiment as well. And this one says, there are not enough words to say how thankful I am. I love it. And that's just going to go right at the bottom there. Nice and straight, she says. Now it's nice and straight. And we're going to pop our flower up. I love the black and white on against these. They're just so adorable. At this point you could add a ribbon. I'm not going to. I just don't think there's anywhere to put it. But I do have these beautiful shimmer gems. And with the petunia pop, I'm going to come And I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 just on that side, just to decorate this corner, because everything always tends to be on the right hand side. And then we've got this beautiful one here, and I'm going to use the, oh, what's it called, Shy Shamrock. And oops, I've dropped one, and I'm going to put one on here, and we're going to have another one here. So it's a triangle shape, always in one corner. Could be split over the card, it's entirely up to yourselves. But I think for using up some 1-inch strip pieces, I've got 2 beautiful cards. Now these are the ones I did. These are the Shy Shamrock and the Petunia Pop. Absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got this, there's that large flower, see, in the Summer Splash and the Pretty in Pink. And then this is the other one, again same sentiment, same flower, different gems, but look at the difference. You've got the beautiful, striking, stunning, really stand out ones, absolutely gorgeous. You could mix and match your papers. So I had it on this way. And then with this one, instead of going back to try and get 2 greens and a pink or 2 pinks and a green, I just turned it over just to add that splash of colour. You could cut some 1-inch strips. In fact, let's have a look. So these are already cut at 1 inches. And then you can cut another couple. Let's just do 2 for now. And if you want to decorate this even more, to represent the Harlequin on this, you could literally glue on the top just and add a couple of squares just to give it that pop. But I like them just the way they are. They are absolutely gorgeous. Love it. I'm going to pop my flower away before I forget that I've got it out. Oh, there's so many cards you can make with this set, but we have the darker set, we have the paler set. You could add some gems onto these beautiful flowers as well. Maybe even sponge a splash of colour. I like the black and white so it stands out, but I'm calling these my little Harlequin cards because they're just so cute and got lots of squares. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. I really would love to see your creations. I got some butterflies. Oh, look at that. That would look pretty. Oh, that is so beautiful. A little bit big for this one. But I've got so much of these bits cut out. Oh, look. I've got one that would fit there. And one that would fit there. Oh, look at that. I've always got something in my little stash. So you could sponge these in the colours and add them to your projects. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love them with the butterflies on. But sponge them to make them stand out a little bit better. But they are beautiful. All glory to our great Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ, who gives us our wonderful talents to share with you beautiful ladies. Please, I'd love a thumbs up, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Thumbs up just gets it out there so other people can share and enjoy these cards, and pass on the pleasure to somebody else. But I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful week. If it's Monday, if it's Thursday, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. But take care. Love you all. Bye.